All right. Let's jump into some takeaways so far in Tybo. If we can get the recording back started right there. All right. Let's settle in. I would love to hear your takeaways so far. And when I say your takeaways, I mean the things that you're actually going to do. I don't want to hear the bars, and I don't want to hear the thing that inspired you. I want to hear your takeaway and what you are going to do. Okay. All right, so let me get a mic here and then here. Oh, do we got somebody with a mic? Are the mics back there? Okay. All right, and when you begin, just share your name. Just stand up real quick so you can show.
My name is Joshnae. The thing that I learned or that stood out to me most was learning your mastery, working on it, and then giving it away for free. And don't devalue the small because that's important.
Okay, I need to step moving forward.
Working on my mastery.
What does that look like?
Taking time every day to work on what it is that I am good at. So giving it at least 30 minutes every day.
Okay.
Just that.
Okay. All right, let me get back here, then I'll come to you, Sean. And make sure you introduce yourself. I don't just want bars from takeaways. I need to know what you are going to do with the information after you tell me the information that you got. Go for it.
All right, I'm Monique Nicole. I'm a manifestation coach. I teach purpose-driven women how to stay in their joy bag and manifest their dreams. And the more you manifest, the more you get to live life out and stay in your joy. So here's what my takeaway is. I have an idea that I've already walked out. I've done it similar to the podcast summit. You know the podcast summit. You know the issues with the summit. Yep. It's time to work on the whole taking it through the cycle. Yep. So I do a retreat every year, and I call the retreat a champagne retreat. And I'm stuck with running it through the cycle. So what I took from this session today, I am going to solicit a think pad from the ladies a part of my alignment growth group. And I'm going to walk through it with them. Not just the issues I know, but I want to hear from them the issues they felt. Now, I know I absorbed a lot of issues, so they did not feel it, but I still need their input to make it more successful this year because that's where I'm stuck. I'm stuck with making it better. So that's what I'm going to do.
Okay. Love it. We got Charles. We'll go to Reezy.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Chels, and I'm the owner and operator of Top It Off Funnel Cakes, where we put the fun in funnel cakes. So one thing that CJ said that really stood out to me, said monetize free. And I honestly feel as though that's very important. A lot of times when you find your craft or your niche, then you kind of build this like confidence, like, well, no, everybody, they got to pay me for what it is. But give away your mastery in the beginning, because you know that ultimately those fruits will be able to harvest in the end. And I feel like that's what I'm doing now. So I brought my truck here, and I actually want to give out samples to everyone, but it's also for my benefit, my research. I'd like for you guys to give your critique based on the wait time, how you think the product was. And I would just really appreciate your feedback on that. I'm still a young entrepreneur. The business is still fairly new. And I just love your constructive criticism if you'd like to try it. Thank you.
Clap that up. Golly. So good. And so for us that are on our challenge, okay, our challenge is over at 3 o'clock, okay? So we're going to celebrate today while we're in Atlanta, and we're going to have a phone cake, okay? Go for it.
I'm Coach Bree, aka Breezy. Everybody knows me as that. One thing that I got from what CJ said was branding, really building your brand, and I'm embracing Breezy. Breezy Fit is my business, so really embracing that and utilizing that to be recognizable in the health and fitness space, and then also getting more proof. So I've helped a lot of people with health and fitness, but I haven't always documented it the way that I should have. So really making sure I am getting the testimonials, putting the reviews together, getting feedback from my clients, and actually utilizing before and after pictures, things like that, to give me more credibility in the space. So what I'm doing, if anybody in here wants to join my online program, we can do it for free. And I would like to use those testimonials and your before and after results from that.
Wow. Wow, good stuff, good stuff.
You. My name is Wilkin, Mr. It's Possible.
Yes, yes.
All right, yes, thank you. I'm a financial educator, a speaker. What I learned from this today is Brendan. As a speaker, man, I'm good. I mastered this. When I get on stage, when people stand up, they clap and everything. But ain't nobody's booking me to speak, right? They don't call me. So it seems that they don't know what I do. So that's why I'm going to use this, go speak and speak for free, and use that on my social media and everything to show people what I can do. Now, as a financial educator, yes, so this, I don't charge anything to sit down with someone. I get paid by the companies I represent. So in this part of it, do it for free. I'm already doing it for free, all right? So if you want to sit down with me and talk about finances, I ain't gonna charge you for this, so I'm here. Mr. Wilkin, Mr. It's Possible. Thank you very much.
Good, good. Who's all, put your hand up if you want to share real quick. All right, let's go here. Got you. Go for it.
Okay, hello everyone. My name is Alyssa or Curlissa. I do funnels or landing
It's cool to
pages.
see the people in the morning meetup in the little box. You're like, oh, that's you, girl.
Hey, but yes, I learned. First of all, he straight said when I was 20, I didn't master the same things, and I'm always like, "Ooh, I can do this. I've been doing this since I was 8." But I'm still 24 at the end of the day, so I still have to get out there. So I'm actually going to change. I normally only work with people that have a 10K offer. So just working with people on a revenue basis and doing joint ventures is what I got out of it today.
Love it. Good stuff.
Hello, everyone. Kevin Butler from the Boss Fest Business Conference and Boss Fest Podcast.
Y'all running it this year?
We are running this year as long as Trump ain't doing nothing crazy and money doing what it needs to do. I'll let the wife talk to you about trying to book that, but hey, I know you don't do anything early. But my bad.
Shade.
My bad. You listen. I can't book you right now. You don't book too far that far. But we know. All right. But
That's right. It's the new year, new me. Okay.
All right. But for those people who don't know what me and my wife's event is, our goal is to help those 9-to-5ers develop their entrepreneur spirit. We know most of us, we play in entrepreneur space. We want to get to that level where we are able to use that brand to actually live our lifestyles. But some of us actually like our jobs, right? But we know we need that additional income. So what we do is we provide education and training through different resources. We bring in the people who have it and provide that information. One of the things that I have struggled with, I won't put it on my wife because it's always me that's the struggle. One of the things I've struggled with is trusting my own ideas or trusting my own thoughts. When you was up there and you was talking with everyone and y'all was going through the process of, what it is your business, what it is your brand, you was almost doing like a 5 why approach. And it was like, hey, why are you doing this? Why are you doing that? And I work in corporate space and I get paid lots of money to go and train people in logistics and warehouse management and things of that nature. But I could never put it together in my own personal brand because I didn't trust that I was the master. But just hearing the information today, like the things that these people have taught me, have invested millions of dollars in my education in this corporate space. I can use that every day in this entrepreneur space to build this brand. So I'm taking my notes. Typically when we do these things, I think it's the 3rd time we've come in here personally and done it. I may leave with maybe 3 or 4 sentences. I take some bars like, man, David dropped a bar. I'm gonna make sure I put that one on social media. But today, But today I actually wrote, I'm up to like my 4th page of just notes and topics and how I'm going to create these courses, how I'm going to market the brand, and how I'm going to build a business. I just want to say thank you for continually doing these things.
Mic drop, mic drop.
Who was, yeah, okay. And then I'm coming to you, Monet.
Hello, my name is George Irvin, for those that's on the podcast, well, the morning meetup. And one thing I took away from this is that I'm somewhat like the young lady over here that's always, mine is always going, got a lot of things going on. And I don't say no to myself because my mind is always going. And we started out with 1 drink, and then we got 4 drinks, then we got 8 drinks. Now we up to 33 different drinks that we make. Started out with 1 product. Now we got over 30-some different products. And so went from 1 barbershop to 4 barbershop to a bakery to holistic wellness products. And so, and it's just that, just trying to tell myself no to focus in on the things that I need to focus on in. And talking to, listening to the panel this morning, one of the things that I took away was that I had to say no to myself, but also tell my wife the things that I'm trying to do that's going to benefit us for a period of time. Let me hustle for this amount of time. And once, you spoke this, after a certain time, then we can do this. Yeah. And so I thank you for that. I'm going to implement that soon when I get back home. Baby, let me hustle for the next 3 months.
Yeah.
After that, we can go on a trip.
Yeah.
So that's my takeaway.
Absolutely. Good stuff, man. Good stuff. Awesome. Go back to Monet, then we'll get started on the next part, okay?
Hey everyone, my name is Monet. I'm a real estate investors agent. I find properties specifically for real estate investors. And my key takeaway was definitely getting proof to be able to ask for the price that I'm looking for, specifically on the properties. So just real quick, last week I had a property and the price point that we were asking for was $190. And we got a lot of pushback on that price, and I felt like it was at a really good price. The numbers were good. We always get pushback on the price. But then 2 days later, I saw that it sold for $195. And I was like, man, I was so upset, and I knew who sold it. So I called them. I'm like, man, like, how did you sell this? And you sold it in 24 hours. Like, I need to be able to do that. And so when CJ was like, get the proof, that really hit home for me. So yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Good stuff. All right. All right. So we all have, and some of us don't just yet have our product or a service, but for many of us, we do have the thing that we're going to sell. Say sell. We're really good at coming up with the ideas and the concepts, but then you have to sell it to people. How many people that makes you nervous? You get to a point where you have something good, but you gotta get it sold. How many people have really, really good ideas, but you're not making as much money as you probably should have based on the amazingness of this idea, this product, this service? The next gentleman that we're going to bring to the stage is a master when it comes to sales. He's been in it for a very, very long time. I believe I might have met him when I got started with prepaid legal or Legal Shield back in the day, and he literally sold me on the belief that this thing is possible. But he didn't sell me based on telling me like all the things that I could do. He didn't sell me based on me saying, like, painting a picture for me. He sold the belief to me based on telling me his story. And he did it in a very, very unique way. And I don't know if he's going to talk about this, but what he used to do was he would keep an envelope in his coat jacket of his paychecks, like his paycheck stubs, but also his business stubs. And he's showing, I'm doing them both. And in my mind, I thought, if I'm going to be an entrepreneur, I got to quit my job. I got to pick and choose one or the other. But at this time, I'm saying, wow, my man, he's like a high level corporate exec and also running this business that I want to get into. And I don't think I've ever told him, but he sold me. I remember it vividly, pictures. I remember his big smile. I remember the suit that he was wearing. And he just seemed so tall to me and larger in life. And he was just so happy. And I said, man, I've watched him sell belief to me, but I've also watched him build an incredible 7-figure business. So I need y'all to give a round of applause to your sibling, Alistair Edwards.
How's everybody doing? How's everybody else doing? All right, good deal, good deal. First of all, I need everybody to stand up and give Dave a round of applause for bringing in his connection. Like I really hope you all understand the value of what you all saw this morning. Like I have pages and pages of notes. You remember I talked about this morning, access and inheritance? What you all just had a while ago was access. What we just saw a while ago, people would have paid thousands for. True business entrepreneurs would have been like, I'll pay $1,000, $2,000 just to get in the room to have that conversation. And we got that just for being a part of the morning meetup. So if you don't think, here's how I want you all to return the favor for Dave, though. Because of the value you all just got a while ago, I need you to be intentional about promoting the value that you just got and letting people know that the only way you had access to that is because you were a part of the morning meetup. Like every one of us should be responsible for bringing at least 5 new members to the morning meetup just based on what we received today. Can you all be intentional about that for me, right? It's about giving and taking. We can't just be takers from Dave and his community. We got to be givers. And so we got to make sure that we're intentional. So today I want to talk to you all a little bit about selling, right? So is it this one, Dave? Ah. 6 W's, right? Okay, you want me to kill this one?
Actually.
That's the brushing on the thing.
Yeah. Give me a second. Yeah, use this.
Let me just use the mic? I got you.
Let me get that. You can pull it out. No, you got to do that. Yeah, I won't show you.
Want to hook that one? Cool. All right, so the first question I want you to ask yourself is, who am I? Someone tell me who they are. Anybody? No? Who are you? I appreciate that, but who are you? Thank you. All right, so first of all, who are you? When you go into a room, you need to introduce yourself. I recommend you give your first and last name because we're in a social media world. 9 times out of 10, if they know your name, they're going to look up your what? They're going to look up your website, look up who you are. And then I want you to say, what is it that I offer? What do you offer? Next thing I need you to understand who it helps. Someone tell me what you offer. Pardon? So you offer anti-aging vitamins, okay? Who does it help? Okay, so I want you to narrow it down to a more target market. Be specific. Who is your intentional customer that you're going after right now? Did you all see the difference in that? Anyone means, okay, once you define who your customer is, we know exactly who, one, me, someone trying to refer someone for you, I know exactly who to refer, but not only that, the person in the room that fits that demographic knows exactly to come to you. All right? What will it mean to them if they purchase your product or service? Okay? The next thing I want you to do is ask the question, when can I meet with you? Here's one of the biggest problems most of you have in sales. You don't have a problem telling you people who you are. Some of you do a great job of telling them what you offer. You're even great about telling who it helps, right? Some of you even are good at telling them what it will mean to them, but you're afraid to say what? When can we meet? There has to be closure in a sales process. All right? So I'll give you an example. My name is Alistair Edwards. I offer a legal and identity theft protection benefit. It helps small business owners and entrepreneurs protect their families and their business. What it will mean to you is peace of mind. You will have a less headache about worrying about your legal situation. And I would just like to know when I can meet with you to go over a plan to see which plan will be specifically designed and best for you and your business. Is Monday at noon good for you, or would Tuesday in the morning be better? I give 2 specific times and dates. Or I may ask, which day is better for you, Monday or Tuesday? Meaning, some of you leave it open-ended. If you leave it open-ended, when do they call you? When's a good day for them? Someday, right? It's never a good day for you. And I don't care what your business is. You definitely have to be very specific in who you are, what you offer, how it helps, and then you definitely have to be specific in asking the question, when can we meet? Because your goal is to make a what? Only way you can make a sale is talking to the person in person, right? Or making sure that they understand the value. Everybody say value. What is the value that you bring to someone? And I don't care what your business is, whether you're selling a product or service, and some of you are here in insurance and you're recruiting people, even if you're in recruiting, it's the same thing. You need to tell them who you are, what you offer, how it helps them, right? What it's going to mean for them and their family now that they're joining my team. And when can we meet to discuss your future? All right? I'll give you a perfect example. One of my mentors in business, right? This gentleman is Mr. Melvin Larry, another millionaire in Legal Shield. Mr. Larry, why did you join Legal Shield? Do you all know why he joined? Was it clear? It was specific, right? Here's what you also got to do. You got to collect proof. CJ talked about that today. Proof. Proof is speaking to people that already have your product or service and asking them a question. Is Dave still in here? Did Dave step out? Okay. He went to eat. He deserves to eat. So you got to talk to people that have used your service, are customers of yours, and get proof. So you have to ask the question, why did you buy my product? Everybody ask these questions of your customers, your existing customers. Why did you buy my product or service? Next question you got to ask yourself, what were you feeling before you bought my product? Or what was your pain point? After using my product or service, what are your results? How do you feel? So the gentleman who was talking about his pain medication today, would you stand up for me, sir? Your name? Maurice Irvin. Okay, Mr. Irvin. Who was the gentleman who had the shoulder pain? Come up here for me a second, please. You had shoulder neck, you had neck pain. Come on up. Okay. So, when you walked in here today, how were you feeling?
I felt fine, according to myself, until I found out that he had something that was healing.
Okay,
So
so what ailment did you have prior to?
my neck was hurting.
So your neck was hurting.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So once you mentioned to him that your neck was hurting, what did he provide for you?
He started pulling out creams and stuff.
And what did the cream do for you?
It made my ailment go away. But when he was approaching, like when I first talked to him, I'm like, hey, what's up? He just talks straight about the product. Hey, I got some stuff that can do some stuff for you. So it pulled me off of thinking about who he was and what he was up to. And he put me on just a straight path of this is what I do. This is what I do. And as the more that he talked, I felt more and more confident in him. So whatever he said would work, I was sure that it was going to work for me. So he convinced me prior to me buying anything, prior to me even trying to go into what my problems were, he really convinced me of his product.
Based on his posture.
Yep.
Everybody say posture.
Posture.
All right. First of all, you have to know your product. Thank you. You have to know your product and you have to know what it is that it does. You have to believe in what your product does, right? So I'm going to have another testimony come. See, no one knew I was going to call these people up. So this is... Name?
April Love.
Who are you? You're April Love.
I'm April Love.
What do you offer, April?
I am a personal brand success coach and a brand strategist with a focus on the personal individual and how to look at themselves in a greater and bigger scope than what they're currently doing.
So who do you help?
I help entrepreneurs, I help thought leaders, I help entertainers to level up where they are and stand out in the crowd.
And what it would mean to them when they stand out?
More monetization, more visibility, and the ability to be free to do their life's purpose.
Okay, good. So when you met the young man today, what was your issue?
Oh my God, I had this neck and shoulder pain that was connected, and I just had a long flight. I got back in last night, and ever since I've been home, I've been like this. So I sat sideways, so it was kind of a little bit difficult to kind of keep my eye on the stage, on the screen.
And after using his product?
Oh my God, it's still working. I mean, I was able to kind of straighten my neck up. It kind of like relieved itself, and I still feel some kind of, I don't know what this is, but it feels, it's not necessarily like a warmth, but I feel like, I guess maybe because it loosened up that muscle that was like a fist initially, and now feels much better.
Everybody say feel, felt, found. All right? Look, I understand you have neck pain.
I did.
You know what? I know exactly how you feel. As a matter of fact, before I used his product, I the same way. But here's what now that I found out about his services and I've been using it, my neck before was kind of stiff, but after a short period of time of using it, my neck is now flexible. I strongly recommend that you reach out to him. Y'all see that? So I'll need you all to figure out, how do I incorporate feel, felt, found into how I pitch people? Even when I'm recruiting, right? Shaky's in insurance. If I was shaky and I was going out to speaking to people, I would say, hey, I understand you're looking for an opportunity. And they may say yes. As a matter of fact, I felt the same way. I was working a full-time job. I was frustrated. And I really wanted something to kind of give me my time freedom back, but give me the same kind of money. Here's what I found out. Insurance was not only a good business, it was a good tool to invest in personally to help me get my time back. And now that I have invested in insurance, I am seeing a great return. It may be something you too might be interested into. Feel, felt, found. So real quick, I want someone to come up with a feel, felt, found statement for me and come up top. Thank you so much. Whoever wants to go. Anybody? Yeah, I know. Anybody, just raise your hand and give me your feel felt sounds. If you were talking about your product or service, or you were trying to introduce your product or service to somebody, how would it go? No, you got enough time today. We're gonna go to Carlissa. Give it to Carlissa over here.
All right. So a lot of times when people come to me, they are feeling very overwhelmed. They might have an offer or a product or service that they're trying to get out. Some of them want leads as well. But all of these things they feel when they first come in. Felt found.
Mm-hmm.
After they went through that process, they go through a consultation with me. With the consultation, they get some of that burden off. They get to, one, brain dump on me. And then two, we get to build out a funnel. So with that funnel, we talk about their social media. We build out their landing pages and their automation. And then they find those sales, those leads, those bookings, whatever they're looking for. And even if we don't do that, we go back over the analytics and figure out what's going wrong.
So here's one of the most important things, what it means to them. I want you to really ask yourself, what will it mean to someone to have my product? What will it mean to someone to have my service? What will it mean to someone to taste my funnel cakes? What would the feeling be? What would the joy be? What would the taste be? What would be the sensation of having my funnel cakes? If you use my system, if you're Carlissa and you book with me and I do your funnel system, what's it going to mean to them? So Carlissa did mine. She did one of my funnels. Here's what it meant to me. I didn't have to figure it out. Here's what it meant to me. I had time to focus on doing other things because I found somebody that was an expert to do what I needed to get done. See what I'm saying? So you need to figure out, how am I going to communicate to people what the feeling they're going to get, what the result is they're going to get if you get my product or service. Remember Dave told you try to focus on two things? He says, I hire somebody to do this one thing. Well, this one person says, hey, I can do the water bottle. I'm good at the water bottle. You don't even have to worry about the water bottle. You just focus on the mic. So what is it that you do that makes someone feel a different way? Anybody else?
All right. Hello, everyone. So my name is Charlene, and I'm the founder of LuxFit. So a lot of my clients or customers are women between the age of 25 and 48 who wear a D cup and above. And they are really tired of finding, or they cannot find sports bras which hold their boobs, for them to be able to exercise. And as a result of that, they're very frustrated. Many of these women suffer from back and neck pain as a result. Once they find our LuxFit, specifically our treadmill bra, they definitely feel that support. They are able to feel more confident about themselves, because that's something which a lot of women who have larger chests struggle with.
Is everybody clear on what the pain point is of her product? Right? I'm not going to call any names, but someone related it to immediately to where they even gave an outburst. Meaning, based on the way she described the pain point, her target customer automatically what? Automatically spoke up. Your goal is to figure out, how do I get in rooms, describe the pain point immediately to where my target customer comes to me. I don't even have to go look for my target customer, because my target customer knows exactly what pain I solve. I heard him say, a man had a sore shoulder. He was in pain. I rubbed his neck and I heard him say, I'm already feeling better. Guess what? I blew my knee out 2 weeks ago. Going into my garage, slipped, blew my knee out, right? Still in pain today. All I had to hear was, I got a solution. All I had to hear was, I got a result. He was proof. He gave me the pain point. His customer was the what? You all got to get some proof. Y'all got to do a great job. Your assignment from me this week is, how do I go out and get more proof? CJ talked about it today. I need every one of you to figure out, what am I going to do this week to get proof? And then how am I going to document that proof? Documented proof. So when you're sitting down with people now, you can use examples. So feel, felt, found can do the same thing. If you sit down with someone and they say, hey, I'm struggling with my bra, and you can say, hey, you know what? I know a young lady who felt the same way. Here's what she said she found out. She partnered with Locksfix, used their product, and now the situation has changed. So you have to create an environment where people are willing to give you testimonials. The only way you're going to create that environment is making sure that you focus on the what? The pain point. Yes. Yeah. Is what? 6 W's, yes.
But I only have 5.
Who am I? What am I? Who it helps? What it means? No, I'm gonna go into it right now. Why did you buy my product and services? Was wanting. All right. Who am I? Who I represent. That's what I missed out. Who I represent. Right? So that's when you're describing your company or who you work for. Depending on who you work for or what your branding is, it's who you represent. Right? So what's the name of your company, sir? Right? So I represent Holistic. I'm the founder of, or whatever your name of your company is, so people know exactly who your name is and who your company's name is, or who you represent, okay? So that's what I forgot out of there. But make sure that you all understand that in detail. Here's what you got to understand sales is. Sales is a transfer of belief, a transfer of trust. I have to know, like, and trust someone for me to go into my wallet. I have to know that you know what you're talking about. I have to trust that the product works, and I have to actually like doing business with you. And to be honest with you, I really don't have to like you if I know and trust you. There are people that I buy from. Just tell me what it is. 10? Okay. I don't really have to like you, but I definitely have to know and trust that what you're selling is right. So it goes back to bringing in the value. How am I bringing in the value of what it is my product or service supplies? Okay? Now I want someone to come up here and do their, what we call elevator pitch. What's an elevator pitch? Or XYZ statement. We talked about that, right? How many of you have done that in the morning meetup? I know we have some people who just rebranded theirs. Miss Breezy, come on. See, the fitness coach just steps up. That's the young me.
Okay. Hello, I am Bree. Who I am?
Go ahead, keep going.
Okay. I'm Bree. I am a health and fitness coach online and in person. I help ambitious entrepreneurs, business owners, specifically women, I create custom programming for nutrition, mobility, and fitness that fits your lifestyle, fits your schedule. So if you're busy, I know you've got a lot of things going on, but I help you create a system for health and fitness that actually aids into everything else that you have going on.
Did she cover everything? What's she missing? No, not necessarily. But did she cover everything as far as the XYZ statement? Who is she? What does she offer? Who does it help? It makes them what? It helps them what? I give them a program that fits into their busy lifestyle. Excellent job.
Thank you.
All right? Now, if you were in a room like this and they gave you the mic, the only thing I would add to that is the last one. So if you are...
I got it.
If you are
a busy woman that needs help fitting health and fitness into your lifestyle, I would like to set up a health assessment with you. It'll be online. It'll take about 30 minutes. I got some time this week. What's today, Sunday? I can meet Monday morning or I can meet Tuesday afternoonish. Let me know when you're available between those times.
I love it. Give me one more person. Who's ready to make a pitch? Come on, be quick with it. All right.
All right, good afternoon. My name is Wilkin Darcy Mister. It's possible. I am a financial educator. I help entrepreneurs to plan their retirement so that they can retire without financial stress. And you retire tax-free without worrying and paying a lot of taxes by the time you get to retire. Okay, so what else?
Make the pitch.
So
if you are
the type of people who think about the time that you don't want to do the thing you do right now, or you want to retire tax-free, because sometimes you put money in places where when you're about to retire, you got to pay 30%, 40% taxes on your money. So if you want all your money to come in your pocket,
stop real quick. Here's another thing we do sometimes. Sometimes we talk too much.
Too much.
What was your pitch? I am a what?
Financial educator.
Who does what?
Help entrepreneurs to plan their retirement.
Right. That allows them to do what?
Retire without financial stress.
Okay. So now go back into the pitch. If you are
an entrepreneur.
Yep, that.
And you want to retire without financial stress.
Right.
So that you can retire tax-free.
Uh-huh.
I want to set up a time with you so that we can sit down and show you what I found that helped me
Too much.
prepare. Okay.
You had us. Close the deal.
Close the deal.
Yeah, you're losing me now. Because now you don't even sound like you know what you're talking about.
Okay.
Y'all see what I'm saying? You have to be once you know who you are, what you offer, who it helps, what it would mean to them, all you have to do is say, look, if you are, I want you to meet with me so we can help you get the results that you need. When would you like to meet?
Go back.
All the details are going to be in the meeting once you schedule it. You can't give me the details in the request for the details.
That's true.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Some of you are talking way too much. Know who you are, who you represent, what you offer, who it helps, what it would mean to them. Once you have told them that, you're going to say, look, if you're talking in the masses, you repeat it. If you are, you take who from if, when you're closing for the pitch, and if this is what you want. You see what I'm saying?
Let me do it again.
Real quick.
Yes, sorry.
I got 2 minutes.
Now.
I got 4 minutes, okay.
All right, cool. If you are an entrepreneur, you want to retire without financial stress, let's set a time so we can sit down and I'll show you how you can do it.
Better.
Excellent.
I want you to practice it.
Yes. Let's come.
Everybody here say practice.
Practice.
Every one of you, I want you to first of all write it out. And then I want you to shop it. What I mean by shop it is the morning meetup is a good place to shop it. Every one of you should be on the book club every morning. Let me tell you why. Not only do you get to give your review of the book, but you also get to give your what? It's practice. You may get me. The light just went off, right? The light. You thought we were just doing this for our health? You think Shaky get up every morning at 7:30 just so you can just listen to her? No. It's for you to get practice. Because you're going to get off that thing and be like, dang, I messed it up. Let me redo it. When I come back tomorrow with my share, they're going to be ready, though. It's practice. You can only get better in business when you do more business. You can't wake up and be like, I'm the top businessman. I'm the top sales trainer. I'm the top sales coach. I'm the top. You ain't top nothing until you tried it. You have to be constantly refining yourself. Because as you may start off with clients that do $50,000 or less. But after a while, you've done so much, you're going to get into where you may get a client that does $100,000. Your XYZ is going to change now when you say, look, I can make more money working with less customers because they have a bigger income. Instead of charging everybody $50, I can go to 10 customers and charge them $5,000. But your $5,000 pitch is going to look way different than your $50 pitch. But you have to learn how to what? Practice it. You can't get to the $100,000 client until you've mastered the $50,000 client. Some of you are jumping in the room, I'm going for the $1 million club guy. The $1 million guy is going to want to see what? Proof. I want you to help a bunch of $50,000 people get finance. If you can take someone from $50,000 and give them a financial plan that allows them to make $100,000 next year, that's called proof. You can do it with 10 people in a row, and then now you can get a 100,000 person say, look, I've helped 10 people double their money. You don't have to say I've helped 10 people who earn 100,000 go to 20,000, because that's not the case. I've helped 50 people double their money. The concept and the principles are probably the same. They just have a bigger dollar amount. So now you can go to that person and say, I have proof that I can double your income. Now you use that $100,000 person as your proof sample to where now you can go after a $100,000 client and say, I have helped $100,000 income earners double their income.
Appreciate you, man. Thank you.
All right?
Yeah.
All right.
That's good.
Look, last, I got 1 minute left. Dave, real quick. Give Dave the mic real quick. Run the mic back to Dave real quick. You got one?
Yeah,
Dave, you have a Legal Shield membership, correct?
I do.
Why?
I need it.
Why do you need it?
Because actually last week my wife got a ticket. She always gets tickets. It's crazy. And the attorney goes to court for them. I have contracts that I need reviewed, so it's super easy. I just send over the contract. If I'm going to do business with somebody, they review it, tell me what I'm missing. There's
So you have the family plan from us.
Yes.
And then you have our business
in
plan.
business. Yep.
Okay. So Dave is married.
Yes.
So one of my target customers would be, now that I know that I have a customer that is happy with it, I would go after married men. You married, sir? Let me ask you something. Is there times where you would like to help your wife with certain situations, but in helping her with those situations, it might take away from your priority at working? And now you have to make the decision, do I help my wife or do I go to work? Is that correct? If there was a product or service that would allow you to actually help her with the things that she needs help, and you still get to look like the hero because you provided the resource for the solution, but it still allows you to go to work, would that be something you'd be interested in? We have a legal plan. It's $37.95 a month. But what it allows you to do is have access to top-rank attorneys. So the everyday things that you, your family, and your wife may be dealing with where she's looking for you to be the answer, you can now have the solution. Because all she would have to do is call the law firm. They would take care of everything for her, and you still get to look like the hero. Is there a possibility that you and I could meet so I could go into detail what that would look like for you and see if that's something you'd be interested in getting to make sure that your wife feels secure even when you're not the one there providing the security? Who here is a business owner? To all the business owners in the room, is there a time that you have contracts and sometimes you feel you don't clearly understand them? Wouldn't it be good to have someone or some resource to where you could simply just connect with an attorney who could review those contracts for you and get you the proper answers? Look, if you're a business owner in the room and you want to have that type of resource, I would like to schedule a meeting with you. I'll be here until the end of the day, till about 3:30. I have my calendar here with me, and if any one of you would like to book with me to where I could go over that with you in detail, I would glad to sit down with you. Fair enough? Hey, my name is Alistair Edwards, right? I help entrepreneurs and small business owners get the proper legal and identity theft protection for their business, and I help small business and owners grow their sales. Thank you all so much.
Put your hands together. Woo. Is that good? Yeah. All right, who's going to tell me something? Tell me this pen. I'm just kidding. That's mine? Oh, yeah, thank you. All right, real quick, takeaways, real quick. Always offer, when can we meet? Make it simple. Focus on the pain points. Sales is a transference of belief. Woo.
The feel, the felt, and the found.
Feel, felt, found. Love it.
Does he have to? Got another wire? Yeah.
Did you, y'all making a sale right now?
Yeah.
Go ahead. Yeah. Absolutely. Well said. Yes, sir. Document your proof. Love it. All right, we're going to keep going. This is really, really good, isn't it? Golly. I'm having so much fun. And this next young lady, first off, real quick. So tomorrow, we have the locker room, and I have a couple people that are locking in with me tomorrow. I guess this is the the sales pitch. This is the pitch, I believe, Alistair. But we have room for 2 more people, and the biggest issue that I see entrepreneurs face is a lack of clarity. It's just, I'm not clear. It's not the work ethic, it's not the idea, it's not the hustle, it's a lack of clarity. So I have a very unique ability of bringing people clarity when it comes to what the next steps are going to be. So what the locker room is, it's a small group of people where individually I'm helping you all. I think it's $1,000. But if you all are here today and maybe you don't fly out till tomorrow, you can push your flight back or something like that. We're gonna spend about this amount of time just in a smaller group where we are working through your problems and your issues. And if I have resources, I'll be able to give you your resources, okay? I'll be able to make certain calls for you or reach out to certain people for you, okay? So we have a couple slots left. I think we're doing 6 total. So I believe we have 2 more slots. So Cynthia, how did somebody get? Okay. Join mmulockerroom.com. Join mmulockerroom.com. Or Cynthia or Kay will be able to assist you with that. Okay?
Yeah.
Cool? All right. I'm sorry? Tomorrow at 10 o'clock. 10 o'clock, yep. And we'll be here until about 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock. And you will not leave until we fix your problem. I get to be your business partner for a day. Okay?
That's good.
All right, so the next conversation we're going to have is very, very important. Is there anybody that's confused on how AI works? Is there anybody confused on how to leverage AI? You see everybody doing it, and you're like, I wish I could. You see, anybody see really cool stuff online? You're like, yo, how they do that? Well, the next young lady that is coming to the stage, she actually started out with Morning Meetup as a $1 trial. And she quickly said, you know what, let me just lock in for a year. And that was actually a couple of years ago. And she literally just speaks on every stage that I put together. And she's traveling the country teaching on AI. And it's been incredible to watch her brand and her business grow. She's some of the proof of Morning Meetup success. So give a round of applause to your sibling, Cynthia.
I feel the love. I feel the love. I'm gonna write the locker room up here real quick so you guys can join us tomorrow. It is a bit.ly link and it's join MMU locker. And I think it's locker room. If it's not, it's locker. Awesome. It's locker room. Y'all in there? Y'all locked and loaded? Awesome. Thank y'all for the love. I felt that. Oh, yes. Yes, this is for Morning Meetup members only. It's a membership benefits. Membership has its benefits, right? How many people are new to the Morning Meetup? I know it's more hands than that because there's some faces we've never seen before. Awesome. Can we give it up for our new family members? Even some as new as yesterday or this morning, they joined to be here. So give another round of applause for them. Shout out to that table right there. So we're gonna be talking, I won't be up here long, and I know sometimes I get like technical. But today I'm gonna encourage you and invite you to think on a different level. That's what we've been doing all day. We're talking about what you master, right? We're talking about how to sell, right? So all of those were such precursors. Alistair and I were in the back. I was like, oh yeah, you can go first. And it was so perfect because we're gonna touch on something that everybody has said today. So we know that AI is changing the world, right? Yes? Let me do a little pulse check first. Who uses AI? You would rate yourself 1 on the low level, 3 on the highest level. How many ones we have in the building? Okay. 2. Okay, and 3s. We got a full spectrum here. Good, good, good. So AI is changing the world. So my question is, will you be disrupted or will you be the disruptor? The game is already changing. Now it's coming, right? Will you be disrupted and taken off your square, or will you be the disruptor? So let's go. I'm gonna tell you a little bit about me, and I'm gonna tell you why I'm telling you a little bit about me, because we've been talking about our superpower and our sauce all throughout the day, right? Mastery. So I used to credit my way of thinking, how I operated with my degrees or who I worked with corporations and all that stuff. But I had to take it back to the roller bang right here. You know, when you put the roller bang in, you had a line right there, it was too tight. Some of y'all might not know about that. But my mom, she had a folder for everything. She had a bag for everything. She had a door. Everything was always organized, so much so that when they called me and told me, hey, you need to come now, I was living here in Atlanta, and I had to go home to Michigan because it doesn't look like she's going to make it. She already had her obituary written. Not just the will and stuff in place. She had the, like this what y'all put on the thing, copy paste. It's like she was that organized. Shout out to my mom. But then also, because we have new family members, this is just a little bit about me. And while you're looking at this, don't want you to belabor who I am, but I want you to think about your experience and who you are. Just like CJ said that, and Mr. Butler back here, I can leverage my corporate experience in this entrepreneurial space, right? How can you leverage all of your life's work into what you're doing now? All of that did not happen by mistake. Even if you took losses, there are lessons that you can take into what you are mastering right now. So that's a quick intro to me. I am the founder of the AI Builder Academy, where we are believe, build, and become. We believe in our brilliance, we build boldly, and we become the solution the marketplace needs. And to Alistair's point, this is what we do. We simplify technology for women CEOs, professionals, and entrepreneurs to empower them to leverage it, to disrupt and innovate their industries. That's what we're talking about today, disruption. And fellas, y'all included in this too. You can disrupt too, right? So AI is not new. Everyone say it's not new. Back in 1956, they was talking about this thing, right? So this is not new. These 9 people were in a room and they coined artificial intelligence somewhere in Dartmouth College, right? And then 6 years later, the Jetsons came out. Now, what happened in the Jetson city? What were they doing around that time? Come on, y'all, give me some energy. Flying cars, they're working on that. Robots, they working on that. Moving sidewalks, you get that in the airport right now, but yes. What else? House was automated. FaceTime, they didn't call it then back then, right? But back in the day when you watched it, if you did, if you that seasoned, then we thought it was impossible, right? Oh my gosh, they can see the person when they're talking, right? What else? Am I missing anything? Robot, a little robot dog, right? We got robot vacuums. The Rosie, right? So we're gonna talk a little bit about that today. Why am I talking about this? I'm saying that at one point that was imagination, and we living in this right now. If nobody's impressed that you can call somebody and see them. Nobody's impressed that you got a vacuum that go around the house. Nobody's impressed because it's commonplace. So right now, in this moment, things that we believe are impossible will be commonplace. And we got to be ready. Everybody say disrupt. All right, so I want you to listen to this.
Millions of billions of different AI agents. Eventually, probably more AI agents than there are people in the world. A lot of what we're focused on is giving every creator and every small business the ability to create AI agents for themselves, making it so that every person on our platforms can create their own AI agents that they want to interact with. And if you think about it, these are just huge spaces, right? So there are hundreds of millions of small businesses in the world. And one of the things I think is really important is basically making it so with a relatively small amount of work, a business can basically, a few taps, stand up an AI agent for themselves that can do customer support, sales, communicate with all their people, all their customers. I think that every business in the future, just like they have an email address and a website and a social media presence today, I think every business is going to have an AI agent that their customers can talk to in the future.
Y'all see that little beat break? I didn't do that, but that was sweet, right? So he's saying that there will be more agents than there are humans. How many people know what an agent is? Okay. Maybe I should have said that before the video. No hands went up. So how many people have made a GPT, a custom GPT in ChatGPT? Okay, a few of you. So agents, think of them as your team member that does the work for you, that automates workflows, that makes calls. So I'm gonna give you an example. If, in fact, what's your name? Amy. And Auntie Shaky and Alistair, I wanna have lunch with them, right? So I am walking on the sidewalk, and I was like, I talked to my agent, and I said, set up lunch with Amy, Alistair, and Shaky for next week. And it looks up their food preferences. It looks up the ratings of the restaurant. It checks our schedule for availability. And then it books it and then sends them a confirmation. That's what the level of agents that we're talking about going towards. That's what he's saying, the automation of that. That is somewhat here now. We're not going to get technical today because I want you guys to think higher. But agents are basically your assistants. Everybody shout assistant. So they're automated or artificial intelligence agents that help you do what you do. They empower you. Everybody say, I'm empowered. I'm empowered. All right, look at this video as well.
Right there. How's this? Perfect.
Somebody say, bruh. Listen. Now that looked like I was like, oh, they got a human in there. That's Rosie. That's Roger. They're working on it right now. And that's not the only that's just an example. So I'm doing this. I always set up when I talk about AI at any capacity to give you a higher view of where we're going. Like that is in the works right now. So that's when I say, are you going to be disrupted or be a disruptor? That's what I'm talking about. Not on my watch. In this community, will we be left behind? Well, oh, I didn't know I could do that. Oh, yes, you did. Remember you came to the meetup? Remember Cynthia posted that in the app, right? Remember you joined the community? Whatever that is, we need to know that the world is changing, and it's changing the way we do business. And we're going to talk about that in a little minute. This is a quote from Sam Altman. He says, he has a group chat with some tech CEOs, and he says they are betting on the day that there is a unicorn, a $1 billion company founded by one person because of AI. He said now that this is possible with agentic AI. And he said that a couple years ago, right? So y'all looking at me in shock and awe, and I'm glad about that, okay? Because this thing is real. Will you be disrupted? Y'all want that? Will you be disrupted, or will you be a disruptor? Now, we went through Dave's I6 formula. I just named it that. He didn't name it that. I just put that up there. But in the morning meetup, we talked about everything from idea to impact. Idea, issues, income, implementation, influence, and impact. What stage is everybody stuck at? Just clap when I shout it out. Idea. Okay. Amy, slap the stage, y'all. Okay. Issues. Like you run through the issues, okay? Income strategy, yeah. Implementation, like that's the step, yeah. Michelle gave a standing ovation over there. Influence, thought leadership, yeah, okay. Well, that's what we're talking about today, so y'all all gonna get on that step in a minute. And then impact. We're gonna talk about influence today because we're talking about disruption. Regardless of where you are, we need to think about our sauce and where we are, but then how is AI going to impact my industry? Not you be impacted by, how can you guide this thing, right? So I want to hear from you all for a minute. What is your sauce? What is your sauce? We talked about this all day. Mastery, how you're wired, what you do, XYZ statement. What's your sauce, your transformation? Carlissa. Okay, awesome. Yep, we need the microphone. Anyone else? I know it's a lot of sauce in here. Y'all got y'all funnel caked out right here. It's the microphone.
Oh, sorry. Mine is catering, but my catering is creative and it's pretty and colorful.
Okay.
And it's also sweet and savory.
Okay.
Incorporated together.
Awesome. You're making me want that funnel cake outside. Thank you very much. Right next to you? Oh, I thought you had your hand up. Anybody else? Yes, Tan.
Hey, y'all.
Hi.
My sauce is I make quality gemstone beaded jewelry, natural soaps, and body butters.
Quality, not the stuff you get at the dollar store. Anybody else? Give me two more right here, and then Bree.
My sources, I make wire-free high-intensity sports bras for large-chested women who wear between a D and a J cup.
Awesome. And then Bree.
My sauce is my ability to understand the individual bodies and what they need in order to feel the best version of themselves.
Good. I'm asking you these questions. Y'all give it up for them. I'm asking you these questions because we're moving from a knowledge-based economy to a skill-based economy. In a minute, and even right now, people can look up what you know, but they can't apply it like you apply it. That makes sense? They can Google, they can chat GPT, they can perplex it, they can do all those things to know what you know, but they can't apply it the way that you know. That's why we're having this conversation today. Let me show you a little story real quick. Listen, I just came from Indianapolis. It was real cold. This is my niece at 7 years old. She's been running the 800 meter for a long time. She's 20-something now, right? And I don't know how long ago this was, but she said Big 10 dreams are loading. Then she's in the Big 10, and then she breaks school records. Yep, give it up for her. Shout out to you, Jalen. But this past, 2 days ago, she placed second in the entire Big 10 conference. So she started out with running the 800 at 7 years old, and then now she's the second in the nation of hundreds and hundreds of athletes in this conference, and wrote a book to encourage others. Now, why did I tell you that? How you just gonna insert your niece in there? Let me tell you why. She said when she was running, she was in 5th place in this pentathlon. So she wouldn't have gotten 2nd place overall. She was 5th. And she gave me a bar that I said, I'm gonna have to say that. She said, I didn't care what place I was in. I knew I was going to medal. That means I knew I was going to win. I was going to get on that podium. She said, I didn't care what, because the 800 is my jam. I've been doing this. Say, I've been doing this. You've been making funnel cakes. You've been decorating. You've been doing funnels. You've been getting certified. You've been doing insurance. You got this, right? So this is your lane of mastery that now we have to think, how is AI going to impact my industry? Not what people are going to tell me to do. How does it impact my industry? So now we're going to get to work. You can open up either one of these platforms, Perplexity or ChatGPT. You may have it open already. Perplexity or ChatGPT. And we're going to think, how do we disrupt the industry? We're moving from knowledge-based to skill-based. How is this going to disrupt podcast industry? How is this going to disrupt video and film? How is this going to disrupt insurance agency? How does this disrupt content creation? How does this disrupt what you do, and how can you be the disruptor? AI is going to add $15.7 trillion to the economy. How many people want a piece of that? Right? We can't do it if only we use, come on, it's life beyond ChatGPT. Don't be impressed that you know how to do a prompt. We got to learn more beyond that, right? All right, so are you there? Go to Perplexity or ChatGPT. And I want you to either scan this or take a picture and copy this in there, and we'll give you a minute. So scan to get this prompt that's here, or take a picture and copy it. Oh, watch out now. Yes, you can. Why even think about that? Take a picture and upload it and say, transcribe this. Yes, you can. Who said that? Yes. Yes, Mr. Larry. Thank you very much. You can take that picture, upload it, and say, transcribe it. So I want to put my items in there. So we can get like a 2 to 3 minute music break. Not break, but thinking music. So we could do this. And the goal of this is we are ideating, how are we going to disrupt our industry? You're a master at what you do. But how do we think higher and flip the script here? We already have a few examples in the community. Sure. Oh, with the chair. You can do either or, scan it to get the text, or scan it and upload it, either one. If you are having difficulty, let me know, and we can assist. Just raise your hand and fill it in. I am this in this industry. I help X do Y by Z. And we put the next 2 to 3 years, because if you say in the next year, somebody's already working on that. Somebody's already working on that disruption, right? So we want to go further. We want to see around the corner. If you're having any difficulty, please raise your hand and we can assist. How do we disrupt the industry? What's next for AI in insurance, in events, in financial services, in undergarments? Like, there's no industry that will be untouched. When you have entered this into one of those platforms and to share, like how your industry be revolutionized. I want to hear stuff that you hadn't even thought about. So yes, this young lady here, please say your name too, since we have some new names and faces in the building. And then she needs a microphone. What you got, Kendra?
Thank you. So I already use it, so it already knows like the history of my business. So it says, I am a caterer and bakery owner in the food and event catering industry. I help event hosts, businesses, families achieve beautiful, customized celebrations by creating themed, visually stunning, and delicious food spreads that match their event aesthetic. I want to stay ahead. Then it says, I want to stay ahead of AI-driven changes in my field.
Well, yeah, that's your prompt, but what did it give you? Did it give you any ideas of how AI will impact your industry?
Oh no, it didn't.
Okay, you gotta press enter. Did you press enter?
I did. I put the picture and I asked, I said, can you transcribe this from my business?
Okay,
And this is
so
what it
then
gave
do the
me.
next step. You want those ideas. This is just your prompt that you're putting into it. Yes, go ahead. Well, Auntie Shaky. So take a look at that, and we can review yours, Kendra, but we need that microphone for Auntie Shaky.
Okay, so in my business, so the financial service industry, people are operating like they are Blockbuster, but I'm the Netflix of this thing.
Yeah.
And so it's saying, oh, it's so good. Okay, so it's saying leverage AI as a competitive edge, train agents as AI augmented advisors. That's so good. Equipping my team with AI tools while keeping relationship-based financial advising. Develop AI-powered digital products, customizable AI-driven financial plans. Monetize AI financial education. Oh, this is so good. Okay, let's see. AI-driven masterclasses, courses, private consulting. And then it says explore AI-generated retirement strategies, automated tax planning, and predictive investment models. AI isn't just a disruptor, it's your biggest leverage point to dominate the faceless financial revolution.
Come on now. Give it up for Auntie Shaky. Now, shout out to her, because this is an example of a pivot that Shaky has already done. Is she's doing faceless life insurance. How many people thought of that before? Right? So the industry that she's typically in is archaic and kind of dated in how they approach business. But she came in, she had a need, she was moving to a different country and said, how do I keep this going? So she pivoted, and now she has a faceless life insurance company. How many realtors do we have here? Can you imagine a day where people are shopping for homes digitally without even seeing them? Like real homes. I know we do auctions and stuff, but can you imagine that, right? How else can the real estate industry be impacted? I want us to think, y'all. Think bigger. Think bigger. This is like a stretching exercise. You have your mastery, right? You know what you know. How can AI impact your industry? AI, what we just did, is just a collaborator, right? Let's hear some good ideas, some big ideas of how we can revolutionize what you do. Anybody? Yes.
I got some really good ones that I've always had issues thinking about how can I do it. For instance, AI-powered automated cooking and food prep. So creating robotic fryers with arms can ensure consistent quality. It's a technique to even how we drizzle our funnel cakes. So my thing is I'm always trying to train and say the same thing over and over to employees. And of course, not everybody still does it the right way. But this is like gold. And then the next one that I saw that was really helpful is predictive analytics can analyze the weather, foot traffic, and consumer trends. As a mobile food truck, a lot of, there's days where, I'm trying to fill in spots on the calendar. It may be a drought. We may not have a location ready, but this would also be helpful to the food truck community. I thought those two were great.
Give it up for Chels. Anybody else get any ideas? Yes, back in the back. Cheryl and then Monique. Just really quick, like how something that could revolutionize what you're doing, your industry.
Hey, y'all. So I am an IV hydrationist. I help high performers or peak performers. And so I plugged in all the information, and so it came up with personalized AI-driven wellness plans. I'm just going to go read some of those things. And AI-powered at-home health monitoring and virtual health coaches. I love that.
Now, you know that there are avatars right now that you can place in your communities and people can interact with them as if it's you, right? Looking at a video or avatar of you, and it's trained on your framework, and you have conversations that way. Anybody else? Talik, what you got over there? Oh, go ahead, Monique.
All right, so I'm Monique Nicole. I'm a manifestation coach, and I asked AI this, and they came back and said that I can create AI-powered, personalized coaching programs. So I challenged AI and said, well, how can we incorporate that without the client getting into a lazy streak and not having to buy in to follow the coaching program, because that's what coaching is for you to do the work. I don't want it to be an auto drive. So they gave me a lot of tips and almost like another program to prep them for the personalized. So it kind of made me think about next year. So good deal.
Good. And that's the goal, is to get us thinking in this way, but then to dig deeper to disruption. Everybody say disruption. Like these are kind of like workflow improvements, but if you could prioritize a proprietary, whatever process you have with AI, then that's disruption. Then you can scale, right? So how do we disrupt what we do? The disruption and innovation is already here. Anything that's coming out in the next 6 months, believe that, they are already working on it, right? So we wanted to see around these corners. Let me go to this last slide. Yep. Did anybody get any good ideas? Okay. Anybody gonna execute on any of the ideas? Yes. Awesome. So leaders see around corners. You can take a picture of that. We only have a few moments left. But spot the trends, evaluate them, and then execute and lead. Leaders see around the corners. What's coming? Not in the next 6 months. How can we disrupt this industry? $15.7 trillion. How do you get a piece of that pie? We have to think higher and think differently. Everyone say, I'm different. I won't go through all of those for the sake of time, but spot, evaluate, and then execute and lead. And this, how many people can get overwhelmed with AI? A little bit, like all the tools coming out every week. Here's a formula to develop your own AI learning process. Get something in the news. Like you got to stay abreast of what's happening. Stuff changing every week. What's in the news to stay up to date, right? Get something you can use. That means solves a problem for you. Not as nice and shiny. What problem am I solving? Let me get a tool to solve that problem, right? And then the last thing is your muse. What do you enjoy? Did you always want to write? Did you always want to create, draw? Get something like that. So that could be your AI learning system. Something in the news, something you can use that solves a problem for you, and then the muse, something that you enjoy. Last but not least, in the app, we have the MMU GPT. This is the accountability coach in your pocket. Again, the reason we did like this quick AI talk is for you to continue to integrate AI into what you do. Not, oh, let me go do AI. It should be an integral part of your processes, your workflows, your morning routines. And this is an example of being an accountability coach. And listen, it works. I missed some things on my task, and it says, ooh, that was a huge miss. You could have, based on the data, you could have had many more webinar signups. This is how we get back on track. I said, wait a minute, I made you. Right. You know how your mom say, I ain't one of your little friends. I ain't one of your little bots, right? So it actually works. So definitely use it. Train it on your goals. Train it on what you are accomplishing for in the next 90 days. Because remember, Cheryl always reminds me of this, and I'm going to say it. AI is intended to be an extension of us, the amplification of our genius, not the extinction of us. So we're going to disrupt. Everybody say, I disrupt. I disrupt. All right, come on in, Dave. I see you lurking around the corner there.
Nah, that was good. Yeah, clap it up, clap it up. Give it a round of applause. That was good. Great job. Thank you. All right, what time is it, y'all?
Game time.
Yes, 2:30, but game time for sure. All right, we're gonna get out of here at 3 o'clock. I wanna run through this real quick, okay? Y'all got some action steps? Y'all know what y'all gonna do tomorrow? We know what we have to do. We understand what the issues are. We can give as much information as possible, but you have to do it. You just have to do the work. And there's a lot of things that you probably need to do, right? There's a laundry list of things that you are going to have to do. But what I'm asking you to do is just focus on one thing that you can fix at a time. Just focus on one thing at a time. So you have this one thing, this one focus. We've heard that, right? We need to focus on one thing. And some people, when they hear that, they think, I need to focus on one business, which you're right. But in that business, there's a bunch of things, right? There's a bunch of things that you need to do in this one business. Well, the same rules apply. There's one thing inside the one thing that you're doing that you need to attack right now. Some of us have a website fix, like something on our website that needs to be fixed or updated or some sort of process, or we need to get a website somewhere where people can pay. That needs to be the focus for the next week. We'll do some stuff, but we know this week I got to accomplish this. Y'all have an event coming up. I don't know what stage you're at, but like I'm doing an event right now. We have a whole bunch of things that I need to do. I cannot do them all at one time. I'll take a chunk, say we're going to knock this out today. We're going to knock this one out tomorrow, knock this one out. And guess what? In 3 days, I knocked off three things on my list. But if we have 20 things on the list and we just look at them and we get overwhelmed, we won't accomplish anything. Take your time. All right. So, who, what, when, where, why, and how. One of my favorite things to discuss, and our brain needs to process information, but there's something that we want to accomplish, but there's a couple questions that we need to ask ourselves. One is the who. Who do I need? Who do I need? Who do I need to help me out? I need a website. I'm not a web designer. I need a what? Web designer. There's some things that you need. And I think this is valuable going into networking events, understanding who you need when you go into the rooms. I have a lot of friends, a lot of family members here, as we can see. When I go into a new environment, I'm looking for something. I'm not that person that just wants to network just to be networking and just be in the room just to meet other people. I have enough people that I know. And plus, my wife don't really want me networking with a woman just to connect with her. Like, oh, we need to connect. No, you don't. I don't need to be bumping into none of y'all smelling all good, looking all good. Like, yeah, let's just connect. Yeah, let's connect. Nah, I'm cool. When I go into an environment, there's something that I'm looking for specifically. And here's how it looks. I need a web designer. Oh, yeah, what do you do? Oh, we had a good conversation. Hey, I'm actually looking for a web designer, somebody that really understands the funnel process, copy, all that kind of stuff. You build websites? No? You know anybody that builds websites? No? All right. Psh, pleasure meeting you. Oh, it was so good talking to you. Best of luck on all that you're doing. This is how I network. And maybe it's not the right philosophy. I don't know. Maybe I should spend more time getting to know people and building deeper relationships. I don't have the time, though. I'm looking for something. If the person that can help me is in the back of the room and I'm building these deep relationships with people and I'm just having hour-long conversations, she done left the person that I need. I'm looking for something, but we won't know who we're looking for until we write it down. I'll say I'm real big on writing down stuff, right? Who do I need? What will be required of me? How many people see themselves doing a live event one day real soon? Do me a favor, ask yourself this question before you get started. What will be required of me? Because some of you will start going down a path and start doing something, and then you realize, oh my gosh, this is taking all of my time and all my money. This is not worth how often during the process of the event, you'd be like, I don't know why we doing this again every year. I know every event I do, I'm like, why am I doing this? Don't even make no sense. And then we do the event and it's cool. And everybody's like, oh my gosh, are you doing an event again? You're like, I think so. Then somebody else asks, hey, are you going to do the event again? And you're like, you know what? We're on a mission. We got to do the event again. And then 2-3 months in, you're like, yo, I'm not doing this no more. This is the last year. But many of us get into a path like going down a journey, and then we realize, whoa, I don't have the bandwidth to do this. And then we stop, we quit. So before we even get started, let's just identify what it's going to take. I understand what it's going to take from me for the next 5 months. I got to go in, and then I have the conversation with my wife. Communication is super big because if I'm just going hard, and she's in the dark and doesn't understand, it makes it feel like this is more important than that. But if I told you for a minute, this next month, this is more important than that. This business is more important than my family and my kids. I like this more than I like you for the next few months. But after it's over, I'm gonna like you way more than I like this thing. Let's just bring some understanding, right? We can just have this conversation. When I'm out late night or networking, it's an easier conversation. I'm like, oh, I gotta go out to this event in California because I'm looking for some people. She's in support. Oh, cool, go for it because you told me. But what if I just, hey, I'm going to LA next week, then I'm going to this next week, then I'm out, I'm here, I'm leaving, and you don't understand what's happening? I'm not a relationship coach, but I should be. I know what I'll be talking about. I just saved that brother's marriage. When will I start and when will I arrive to the destination? We got to decide, okay, I am going to go on this path of building out this t-shirt brand Monday morning. That's when I'm going to start. The first couple things on my list, I'm going to start knocking out. And by April 1st, I should have my event launched or my clothing brand launched. When am I going to start going down this path? When am I going to arrive at the number? I'm going after $100,000. When should I get there? just not forever. Like we're going after it for the rest of our lives. There needs to be a hard start date when I'm getting serious. Anybody going to get serious today? Like today is the day that I'm going on the path and I'm serious about it. Everything that I need to accomplish, I'm going to accomplish it. All the resources that I need, I'm just going to figure out how to get them. Today's the day. But I have to set a target that by June 1st, July 1st, August 1st, January 1st of 2026, I will be here. Got it? Yes. Where am I going? That's important to know. What's the target? What's the objective? Many of us start stuff and we never really identify what the end destination is, right? We got the name, Holy Hustle, right? No idea what the destination is, but I got the name. It's important to know where we're going. If we just get in the car and drive, where will we end up? Out of gas somewhere. In a neighborhood you don't want to be at. So we can take it from, okay, I'm going to get in my car and drive to, I'm going to get in my car and drive north. Much better directions. Because we won't go south, east, we're going north. But what if we say we're going to get in our car and we're going to drive up 85 north? Where will we end up? Alpharetta? Where else? North Carolina? Canada? New York? It's still unclear. But we know where we're going. I know the direction I'm going, but I still haven't identified a destination. Well, what if I say I'm going to drive to this specific address in Maine? Where would you end up? The specific address in Maine. Now, what if the road detours you a little bit? Now we just got to figure out how to get back, because I know where I'm going. Life may take me off path a little bit, but I know where I'm going specifically. For some of us, the issue is when life takes us off path, we change the destination. We changed the destination. It took me left, so, well, maybe I'll just find somewhere over here to settle. We can't operate that way. I'm telling you, life is coming to throw you off track. Don't change the destination. Changing the directions may be necessary because you're off path now. So the directions I thought I was going to take 85 straight up there. Obviously, it's blocked off. I have to figure out another way around, another strategy, another way to get where I said I was going initially. Got it? Okay. Why? Why am I going where I set out to go? We got to come up with a good reason why we're doing what we're doing, right? I want to go to this particular address because it's somebody there that I love and they're in trouble. If life takes you off path, you're not going to settle somewhere else. Why? Because there's a good reason why you need to be at this particular address. But if we don't have the why, we'll just do whatever comes close to us. We'll just keep doing whatever we decide. Wherever life takes us, we'll just be on this path because there's no reason why we need to be here. There's a specific reason why I work so hard today. I work hard to have more money to put into things that will make me money that I don't have to make myself so that I can spend more time with my kids. I don't be hustling just to hustle. I ain't just grinding just to grind. I'm building stuff so at some point I could sell something. Even in the morning meetup, I am comfortable doing this for the rest of my life. It's an hour, and I get to see y'all and get to see all the stories and all the testimonials. And who was that gave me the $20? Somebody gave me some, like the unk, like, yo, bro, changed my life. I said, good luck, huh? I like that, man. Look, on the low, too, so nobody see it. It was on the... Rocks with you. I appreciate that. I like that stuff. and it takes an hour out of my day every day, I can do that for the rest of my life. And it feeds me. I feel fulfilled. Now, okay, so maybe there's somebody that joined here for $97. You get access to all the stuff that's in there, and this live event, and I feed you. It was good. Wasn't it? Made it myself. Why would I do this? Because it feeds me. I know you guys enjoyed it, but it feeds me. When CJ and C-Ron was up here, that fed me. And I got an opportunity to facilitate something that feeds us both. But I'm locked in. I'm dedicated to this thing. But I created a business model that allows me to be fed, but also have time with my family if I need it. I'm building stuff by design. So we need to know why we're doing it. And how am I going to get there? Whatever that destination is. This is the strategy, turn-by-turn directions. How am I going to do it? So that was what I did earlier, where I'm asking you all to figure out how am I going to start checking off the stuff on my issues list, even if Dave is not around, even if there's no coach around, even if there's nobody that can help me around. We still have to think, how am I going to accomplish this? You guys are brilliant. You can figure it out, right? If there's anything in your life you haven't figured out, it's simply because you didn't want to figure it out. There's no question that you have that you can't get a real good answer for. Now, if this was 50 years ago and you said, man, I can't find the answer, I understand. Because you would have, 50 years ago, you'd have to run into somebody who has that answer. Now, right? I don't even be arguing with people about like what's right and what's wrong. Yo, LeBron scored this over his career. No, he scored this. Just chat GPT. Why I'm arguing with you? There's everything you want to know. Everything you want to know. You're sitting there trying to figure out the greatest content. Okay, if you open up one of these GPT apps, you can ask it anything you want, and it pulls the wisdom from the world and gives you an answer. Okay. Holy hustle, right? You got ChatGPT? All right, pull it out real quick. Just go on to ChatGPT. And what I want you to ask it is, I have a name. Holy hustle. How can I make money with this name? I'd just be interested. That's a silly question. How can I make, you ain't giving it no information, you ain't giving it no context. I wonder what ChatGPT, all right, come up here, let me use your phone. Let me see. Did you do it? Yeah. Okay, all right, I'm just gonna read what it says. You could have just walked around, it's all good. I mean, restore, like you could have just. All right, so ChatGPT says, Holy Hustle is a catchy name with multiple monetization possibilities. Here are some ways to turn into a profitable brand, merchandise and apparel, which you came up with. 2, personal brand and content creation. Position Holy Hustle as a motivational or business-focused brand around entrepreneurship, hustle culture, and success stories. Start a YouTube channel, podcast, or blog under the brand, sharing tips on business, marketing, and side hustles. Number 3, coaching and consulting, which you came up with. Events and networking, e-commerce or digital products, sell planners, journals, or digital templates, licensing and collabs. License Holy Hustle for collaborations with other brands. You didn't even have to come to Atlanta to get that question answered. It's right here. If there's a question that you have an answer to, if there's a question that you don't have the answer to, you have no excuse. Now, the strategy, how you want to attack it, things of that nature, that's what you're going to ask your coach, your mentor. When we're on the Q&A for morning meetup on Thursdays, you ask that question because I need specific strategy around what I'm doing. But there's nothing that you can't start getting some answers for. Don't let it be an excuse, okay? It's going to be something. For real, for real. All right, here's the fun part. I'm going to ask you to put these in order of how you should ask the questions. If y'all been in the morning meetup for a minute, you know. So let me just come back over a little bit, okay? In what order should you ask the question? And I want you to be able to explain why you're asking this one first, this one second. Do we ask ourselves why first? Do we ask ourselves how second? I just want to know in what order you would ask yourself these questions. You're a little too seasoned. Give me a minute. I want somebody new. Yes? You got it?
Generally, for me,
yeah,
I would ask what will be required of me. That would be first.
Okay, so first we're going to.
Then what do I need? Then
what do I need? I'm sorry, bro. Where you see what? Okay, number 2 is first. What's your next one?
What would be required of me? Then number 2 is who do I need? That's what I'm saying. Who do I need? Then I would say, where am I going?
Where am I going?
Then it would be my why.
Then why?
Then how?
Then how?
Am I missing something? Then who?
We have 3 left.
Whatever one I'm missing.
When?
Yep.
So first we ask ourselves the question of what will be required of me? Okay. Let me get another one. Let me get another right here. Come on, let me get that mic. Yep.
Four, 5.
Okay.
3, 6.
4, 5, 3, 6.
2, 1.
2, 1. So first we're going to ask where we're going, then why, then when am I going to get there, when am I going to start, when I'm going to arrive, then how am I going to do this, and then what will be required of me, and then who do I need? Okay. Who else? Let me get back there. Yeah, right there.
Hey, I'm Angel Spear. So I'm gonna go with number 1, be where. Number 2, why. Number 3 is how. 4.
I'm sorry, hold on. Give me the numbers first. I'm sorry. I'm tripping.
Oh, you want me to? Okay. I could just give you this way if you want.
Yes.
5, 4.
5, 4.
6.
6.
1, 2, 3.
3. So you're saying, okay.
1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3.
Mm.
Okay. 2, 3. Okay? So we're saying, why am I doing what I'm doing? 4, where am I going? So write down your answers and see if it aligns with what I'm saying. Now, this is not the right answer. This is just my answer. Your answer might be right. But I'm going to show you, for lack of time, how I see it. The first thing I'm probably going to ask myself is, where am I going? Why would I decide that first? But I have a target. And then I'll ask myself, why did I decide to go there? Here's what's cool about this. We can say, okay, I'm going to this destination. This is the business I'm going to start. I feel good about it. My family feels good about it. This is good. And then I ask myself, why am I going there? Sometimes you'll get to this question and realize that the reason that you picked the thing that you picked is for a reason you should have picked it for. This is a good idea. I'm going to go into real estate. Why am I going into real estate? Well, my friend does real estate. I'm not really interested in it like that, but my friend does it, and they do well. And if we can't come up with a list of things that fit us, man, the reason I'm doing this is because I'm passionate about it. It's going to help a whole lot of people. You might go after something because it makes a lot of money, and they say, why am I going after this? You might say, well, because it makes a lot of money. Well, money doesn't really feed me. How am I going to get fed? I've been through this process. I'm going here, and I'll be like, why am I doing this? And then I can't come up with a good answer. And then I go back to square one. I'll change the destination before I go too far and spend too much time and energy. Does this make sense? This is the business I'm going to start. Why am I going to start this business? Once it checks out with a lot of good answers, then we go to what step? What y'all think? 2? 2. What will be required of me? I like that one. There's a couple of different ways we can go after this. But what will be required of me? This is the business I'm going to start. This is why I'm going to start the business. How much time do I think it's going to take? What are the resources? Man, I don't think I want to do this. I'm going to do a live event. Why am I going to do a live event? Because it's going to help a whole lot of people. What's going to be required of me? How much money do I need for the venue? Oh my gosh, I have to have how many other speakers? They're all going to charge me to speak? Wow, what's it going to take to drum up interest for a whole lot of people to come meet me in person? You might realize, ooh, maybe I should do it virtual first. Anybody ever did a live event before? Put your hand up if you probably should have did it virtual first. Yeah, just go on and do it virtual first. She tried to take his hand down. He's like, nope, we should have did it virtual first. Just to build the audience. Where else are we going, y'all? What's next? Who? 6? Okay. How? How am I going to get there? If this was me, I'd probably go 6 first because I'm like, let's come up with the plan first, and then it will help me realize what it's going to take. Because I don't know what it's going to take until I start going through the hows. Okay, like what is my strategy going to be like? Again, there's no right or wrong answer, but I'm just trying to give you a way to think about the order. Y'all got this? So if I can, the reason, and I think somebody put 1 as a second thing, the reason that the who doesn't go that far up is because you need to work out how you're going to do it, and through figuring out how you're going to do it, then you realize who I need to help with the plan that I put together. Anybody start a business with friends? And then you realize none of these clowns can help you? Well, none of y'all had no special skill sets. We all just got excited about the thing, and none of y'all have, because we cool, y'all, 5 people all do the same thing. And we're like, all right, well, who's doing the marketing? Okay, all right, cool, no problem. So we're going to need somebody on the back end. We need somebody to set up the tech. All right, which one of y'all going to do the tech? Y'all? So none of y'all know the tech. Okay, cool. Okay, all right. All right, so like we need somebody that's going to create the content and run the social media page. Which one of y'all going to do the social media page? They're like, I don't create no content. You got 5 non-content creators. So if we have a strategy and a plan, then we go get the people. Anybody ever saw Money Heist? Oh, fire. Y'all got to watch Money Heist on Netflix. The professor has a plan. And then he goes and gets specific people who have specific sets of skills to carry out the plan. He didn't just get a whole bunch of bank robbers. It's specialists. Because now I can put them in the right place. Got it? And the last thing after I go through all this, all these questions, I go with, okay, when am I going to start? When am I going to get locked in? When am I going to get serious about this thing? And when should I arrive at the goal? Based on this plan I got, when should I arrive there? This is just an order in which we can have our brain start processing information and how we see it, organizing thoughts. Got it? So you need to come up with your own structure of how you're going to start attacking these. You have to answer all of these questions. You have to. But you put it on a paper and say, okay, this is the first thing I'm going to answer. I hope that you all decide that where is the first question. Where am I going? Let's just get clear on there. And it might take you a week to get clear on where you're going. It might get clearer. Like, is this a clothing brand? Is this an e-commerce business? Is it a book series? It might take a week for you to get clear. Okay, I'm going to do books. Why am I going to do books? Okay, it's not going to give me the money that I want. Okay, let's figure out, okay, another path. Maybe this one will give me what I'm looking for. You have to answer them all. But if I can leave you all with anything from just interacting with me in any way, it will be to think. And I'm just so blessed that my dad was able to train me to think. And I thought he was being mean. I thought he just didn't want to help me. But I realized he was training me to use my own brain. He just kept encouraging me. You can figure it out. You can figure it out. I honestly, as a kid, I'm like, Dad, like, yo, they don't never want to help me. I think I remember telling my mom, like, yo, he don't never want to help me. But I realized that was the best help he could do, is he kept encouraging me to use my brain. So now it comes off in my children, and my children want some things that I can, even as little babies, I can ask them questions. Hey, can you help me? Well, if I wasn't here, what would you do? When I see my daughter Sarai, well, she'll grab a little chair and step on the chair, then get in the refrigerator. It's backfiring now. I'm like, how you get up there, bro? Like, they be figuring it out, and I love to see them struggle. I love it. My son saw me. He's 2 years old. He's like trying to figure something out, like trying to put something in a hole. And I'm tempted to say, okay, let me help you. But nah, remember my dad. He'll figure it out. And then he'll get it in the right hole, and it works. I'm like, that's my boy. He's thinking. If I can train him as a child to use his brain, we'll change the world. Got it? Okay. It is now 10 after 3. And I really want a funnel cake. It's so good, ain't it? Hey, did y'all see Charles in the hot seat? Yes. I gotta see our hot seat episode. How them strawberries coming? They cut? Oh, okay. Y'all gotta see it, bro. So so it was just taking a long time for the funnel cakes. And we found out that, like, when someone orders a strawberry topping funnel cake, she'll then grab the strawberry and start slicing it, and then put the strawberry on it. I'm like, yo, why don't you just pre-slice them? And she was like, you right. And she is executing. Listen, I will be here for a little while, but I am not the reason you came. The reason you came is for you all. The people in this room, man, if we can just start masterminding and getting together and building some stuff together, promoting each other. Man, I put together a group of it's me and a couple influential friends, and I put this group together, and every time we make a post, we put it in the chat, and we're like, oh, y'all go comment on it, because if they comment on it and they like it, it kind of pushes the algorithm. What if y'all started putting that kind of stuff together amongst yourselves? What if all y'all kept getting in your own, getting on each other's podcasts or jumping on each other's lives? We can build together. So I will be here for questions, but thank y'all so much for coming. I've enjoyed this. Hopefully you enjoyed it, and I'll see y'all in the morning.